Here's what your business is doing wrong. This week I got an opportunity to coach one of my entrepreneurs about their business and what they needed to actually start and grow their brand. And I want to give you guys the same tips and the same things that I use. So as always, it's your friend, your coach, your business partner, Delano McCoy. Let's get started.
Alright. Jeez.
Okay, for those who are joining me the first time, I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of why I'm able to talk about this and help other business owners with theirs. So I've been running businesses and being an entrepreneur since high school. I've made a lot of good money, and also I've failed a lot of times. I had some really great business partners and I had some really horrible business partners. I also helped my parents run their businesses as well as building my own business in the meantime. So I'm taking that knowledge and helping you guys create your businesses and giving you guys the opportunity to watch me as I do the same thing and grow my business to $100 million.
You can't do this, big guy. Money. We need money.
Carlton, you know we can afford this. You're the one who helped me invest. My money makes money. We're rich.
That's right. We are rich.
So let's get started. Let's break down this and actually talk about what are the tips that I gave her to help her with her brand and her business. Number one, and first thing that we love on this channel is mindset.
You have to let it all go, Neo. Fear, doubt, and disbelief. Free your mind.
Mindset. We talk about it a lot, and you hear some of my previous videos that I have on it about actually controlling your mindset when it comes to business. If you don't have a mental plan and the mental toughness to carry out that plan, you might not want to be a business owner. Because a lot of times it's a mental game of actually pushing yourself to continue to do the work even though it's hard, continue to do the work on days that it sucks, and continue to do the work where you might not see the results right away. It's also about understanding your ideals and making them come to life. So getting them out of your head and actually getting them to come true in real life. It is not a manifestation thing. It's actual steps and actual practical ideals and concepts that you can take to bring your business to life. Number two thing we really want to focus on is, what is your industry? What industry are you trying to tackle and how can you help? What are the benefits of you being in your industry? And how can you be better and benefit from the industry that's already producing things? So if you are a company that's creating clothing, right? There's a lot of clothing companies out there, but what do you do differently? And what is it that makes your company stand out? Again, this doesn't have to be something that's super crazy. It doesn't have to be something that's totally outlandish. It can just be a better brand for something that already exists. It can be a better brand for athletes. It can be a better brand for musicians. It can be a better brand for YouTubers. But what is your thing that's going to help you understand your industry, and how can you connect to the people in your industry and help them do what they're already doing? Now, number three, I think, is ignored a lot by entrepreneurs. And that's, how will you make money? And again, it seems like a silly question to ask because obviously, being a business owner, being an entrepreneur, like, money is already a goal and money is out there and we know the value of money. But you have to actually sit down and say, how will you make money? And I think a lot of times entrepreneurs skip this step. A lot of times because we're artists or because we want to produce something that's great, we don't realize that we still have to think about how can we benefit from this when it comes to money. How are we going to make these transactions? Are you going to sell person to person? Are you going to sell business to business? Are you going to sell somewhere in between? Are you going to sell to a certain industry? How are you going to make money, and how can you receive this money and these funds from your actual clients, from the people that are buying from you, and from your actual industry? How are you going to do that? And that's a question you have to really think about and sit with for a while to make sure that that is actually happening and you're not just having a business on paper, but not having a business when it comes to the bank account or the funds and the different things that you need to actually get started. How will you make money? How do you want to package your product? Again, there's a tons of different ways where you can offer your services. Is it a service-based business where you're actually going to a physical location and helping somebody with something? Is it a digital product? Is it all online? Is it a system-based product? Or is it an educational base? Are you teaching somebody something? Are you helping them become better skilled in X, Y, and Z? And this is really fun, and this is where you get to expand your creativity and utilize the tools that you have of actually being an entrepreneur. Is how are you going to get your product out there? And again, for YouTube, it's an educational base. It's a digital product where we're taking up digital real estate to help people and educate them on certain things. It's a variety of different ways that you can give your product out there. But look at your product, look at what you offer, and see what makes the most sense for what you're trying to do. And again, don't be afraid to go different routes with this. If you start off as an education and you realize that you create a really service-based product and you're helping other people, then do that. Expand into those things when you're ready and when you feel like your business is ready to grow. Also expand the way you think about your product and how you offer it to your customers. Because if you can offer the same product 5 different ways and they're all making money and they all make sense to what you're offering, then continue to do that and continue to push yourself in that area and grow and expand in that. Number 5, and again, which is another very, very important one, and that's why I saved it for last, is scale. What does your business look like? How far do you want to take it? What's your plan to grow? How do you want your company to look in the next few years? Are you looking to sell at a certain point? Are you looking to grow beyond a certain point? How many customers do you want to reach and interact with? Now listen, be very serious and actually take some time to mull over this, because numbers only matter when you need them to. There's companies out there that only service 100,000 people, but they make a stupid amount of money because they know that they're serving to a niche person. For example, take my favorite car, Lamborghini. They don't sell an X amount of numbers, but because their clientele is such a niche base, they sell fewer numbers, but they make high profit margins off of that car because of the way they structure it. So don't think that you need to reach 1 million people to get $1 million, because you don't. Look at your industry, look at the products that you're serving, and who are you going to best serve in that field, in that industry, and then begin to tailor your packages, your plans, and your stuff to them, and then scale within that industry. Some of you guys are going to a broader audience, and you may be able to scale a lot quicker than other businesses, but you might not make as much money. It all depends on who you're targeting, what's your clientele base, and where you really want to go with this. So really take some time to niche down, to think about the concepts and the ideals that you want to use, and begin to think about scaling. And scaling only means how can you get your product and your services to a better audience for your product. Doesn't necessarily mean numbers, but how can you scale to better reach your audience in your industry. Now here's the last tip. Use this blueprint of the stuff that I mentioned to really grow your business plan and your ideal and concepts of your actual business and how you want it to look. Don't get overcomplicated. Write the stuff down you need in the beginning so that way you can actually get to work and put this stuff into motion, versus having something that's drawn out and super long and then you get confused and you overthink it. Execute on a 1 to 2 page plan, get this stuff written down, and then execute on it. Now remember, the first thing is mindset. The second is realizing what's your industry and where do you want to take it. How will your company and your business make money? How do you want to package your product to your actual client base? And number 5, how are you going to scale and grow your company from within this industry and from within this niche? Use those blueprints to actually create a physical plan and then rock it from there. Just freaking go hard and keep going and try to grow it as much as you can and really fine-tune your business and your products so that way you can serve the people the best. And then come back here when you have questions, when you have comments, and tell me if it's working or what did work or what didn't work, so that way we can know and we can grow together. Use this, share with somebody else that can use this and that wants to grow their business as well, and get to work. Also, go check out the Instagram. Leave me comments and DMs on there. We got some other great content, and you kind of get a little insight of what I'm doing and how I'm growing my business from there. That's different from YouTube. And as always, let's get to work.